vivendo.
Esse é o certo aprendizado.
Muitos morrem não sabendo.
E destroem o seu legado.
É que a simplicidade,
Tem suas complicações.
conhecer-se é um processo,
Vai desde coibir o excesso.
até romper limitações.
O próximo convidado,
Veio lá do outro lado para nos doar um bem
com sua fala empolgada,
e encerrar esta jornada.
convido Terry Patten.
Okay. Seems good.
Yeah.
So please explain in Portuguese that I'm speaking in English with no translator for a little while.
O Terry vai falar. O Terry vai falar. Ele vai falar por 10 minutos em inglês sem tradução e depois ele falou que vai falar pausadamente, etc. E depois ele vai fazer um exercício com vocês com tradução.
Thank you.
I told a little bit.
Okay, good. Well, I was asked to begin this by introducing you to me, telling you a little about where I come from and how I arrive here. I was raised in an intentional community. My parents were very free-thinking people, and they joined a group of people that got together in 1945. And they invited people of other races and religions outside Chicago, Illinois, to live together as a witness for peace and brotherhood. And it drew in the president of the local NAACP, the civil rights organization. It drew in many people who had just been in prison in the United States, Japanese internment camps. It drew people who were mixed marriages, some people who were communists and socialists, people who had spent World War II in prison because they were pacifists and wouldn't fight. And these were my uncles and aunts growing up. And I was drawn by these people to have this sense of social commitment, that I was here to do something that this world needed, people who lived on the basis of a moral principle. And so I was drawn right into that, and I was very involved in the Vietnam War and civil rights movements. I marched with Dr. King. I was a real rabble-rouser. By the time I got to college, I was a SDS leader, and I was leading marches, and I was really going to make the world a better place. This is what I looked like. That's my group of friends from back then, after I got to college. But one day, as I was in the midst of this, I really began to feel the tension of the fact that we had high ideals, but we weren't going to create a world that was better than the people we were inside. I realized that I was in no position to create the world I hoped to create, because I needed to go through a revolution inside myself, and that I needed teachers of a whole order different than I was. It was psychological, it was intellectual. I read, I got it, but then I found a real teacher, someone in the lineage of Ramana Maharshi. And I spent 15 years living in an ashram, undergoing a radical reformatting of my hard drive from the heart out. We studied Buddhism, we studied Hinduism, we engaged in profound meditative practice, we fasted, we celebrated, we opened our hearts to God, we awakened from every center of the being. It was an incredible transformational time. But at a certain point, I had another turnabout. I realized that this transformational life we were living was set apart from a very dramatic time in the world in which scientific knowledge was moving ahead rapidly, in which there was a democratization, a democratic movement in the culture of everything, and that people wanted the means of their transformation personally. These breakthroughs in neuroscience were linking together with new technology, and I left the ashram, and I started a company where we sold these kinds of products. There we go. That's my catalog company. For 10 years, I bought and sold thousands and thousands of electroencephalographic devices, brainwave changing devices, consciousness technologies. And I brought these technologies that were personally empowering, democratic processes of raising consciousness empirically into the world, and met many of the innovators in that world, scientists and inventors and therapists. There was a tremendous advance going on. It was an exciting time. But after a while, I began to feel disheartened there too, because I was filling people's closets with more junk. Here people were thinking there was a magic frequency that was going to change their consciousness, but they weren't really meditating in a serious way. They weren't changing the way they ate. They weren't exercising properly. They weren't engaging a social commitment that was really going to change the world. And I realized that even that was partial. And so I sold that company, and I really embraced at that time all my studies, which were studies really of the whole evolutionary process. I was, at that time, very influenced by Ken Wilber and other integral philosophers who were taking the fact that this incredible advance in knowledge was causing everyone to specialize and know more and more about less and less. And that we needed to stitch this picture together. We needed to recognize the armature on which it hung, which is the armature of evolution. And evolution is the story in which nothing becomes everything, all in a moment. The Big Bang, this evolution in the cosmic realm, which we were just really learning about, you see, in this last 20 years with the Hubble telescope, that we were living in a miracle. The story that evolution tells us is if you leave photons and hydrogen and helium alone long enough, they become ants and antelopes and monkeys who write symphonies and build cathedrals and put telescopes into orbit and wonder about the meaning of it all. That there's one story, cosmic evolution, biological evolution, and cultural evolution, consciousness evolution. It's one story. And that one story is knit together right now. That evolutionary story is becoming self-aware in our generation. For millions of years, it moved very slowly. It has sped up in our lifetimes so that we are witnesses to the evolution of consciousness and culture, which is going to remake the future of biology on our planet. In our corner of the universe, the whole shooting match depends on what happens in our lifetimes. Where is the responsibility for that? What is the next phase in that? Can we be the midwives who give birth to the next incarnation of this human story, such that we continue on, such that we don't turn back? How awe-inspiring that evolution becomes self-aware right as it must become more cooperative and more conscious just to keep going. This whole 13.7 billion year trajectory is now here as us, needing to do what it's always been doing with a kind of speed and clarity and responsibility that have never been seen before. Wow. Wow. Can we let that into our bodies? Can we feel that fully? It's a mind-blowing vision. It's a cosmocentric consciousness. It's a new way of being. Now, it arrives while we're scared, where aspects of our own hearts are screaming in terror because what's going to take us down? Is it global warming? Is it the financial crisis? Is it terrorism? Is it mass extinction of species? How is this going to come together? Well, we can take the ride in a lot of different spirits. Actually, there has never been any security. That's what the consciousness traditions have taught us. your social commitment, your commitment to your own evolution, your interest just to love, they're all one thing. That's the integral vision. The integral vision has, there's a whole movement, the integral movement, philosophy, complexity, but it is simple at its core. It is a grokking of the totality, a willingness at the heart to stand as the essence of that Big Bang, the spirit that said yes, the holy yes, that something would be here instead of nothing. That is present right now in your heart and in my heart. If there is responsibility that can rise to the incredibly complex challenges of this moment, it's in us. It's somewhere here, mysterious, right now, right here. This is who is speaking these words, hearing these words, intuiting a possibility, pondering a koan, knowing that we need to be interconnected, that your face and my face, we am this process that will rise, that is rising. We are the ones who are asking this question. How can I embody a healthy, adaptive response to this critical moment in human evolution? How can we? How can we? What a beautiful question. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry, so much for your presence here. Obrigada pela